Manchester United simply need a midfielder. You know it, I know it, and I hope after Manchester United's defeat to Arsenal that Manchester United know it. We've made videos, there's been a ton of content made on who the midfield two should be for Manchester United heading into this season. And I have spoke on it time and time again how I don't believe any of the midfielders as currently constructed work perfectly for the way that Ruben Amorim wants Manchester United to play. He has made it very clear that he wants an athletic, powerful midfielder in that midfield too. So in today's video, I am going to break down why Manchester United must go after Lucien Agoumé. Apologies if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. And we're going to talk about exactly why he is the perfect midfielder for Manchester United this summer. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your espresso, and let's get into the video. So we analyzed the Manchester United game against Arsenal. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. We did a pretty deep dive into what went right and what went wrong at Old Trafford. Given the fact that it was a loss in the first game of the season, I thought I gave Manchester United a lot of praise. I thought there was a lot of good, but there was also a lot of room for improvement. Now, I think some of that improvement is going to come with time. These new signings, Matheus Cunha, Benjamin Sesko, Bryan Mbeumo, need time to integrate. But there were still some challenges that I was noticing throughout the course of the 90 minutes. One of the challenges was in midfield. We all know that Bruno Fernandes is a player who likes to lead the press. We all know that Bruno Fernandes is an attacking-minded midfielder. Under Ole and under Ten Hag, he was always playing as that 10 with the freedom, more of a free role to kind of go wherever he want, drift all over the pitch, get on the ball and create for Manchester United. Things have changed. Now that Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha have joined the side, they are the ones who are now responsible for the more so creative side. When United are in the final third, when they're in the middle phase, and Bruno Fernandes now has to adapt to playing in that deeper role. He has to understand that there are going to be times where maybe he wants to go and press one of those midfielders, but that is going to leave his midfield partner exposed. And then there may be moments where United get caught in transition, which happened a few times against Arsenal, where I thought Casemiro was absolutely brilliant. So why Lucien Agoumé? Although Bruno Fernandes may change, I always think it's going to be in his nature to attack these spaces when United are pressing high. It gives Bruno Fernandes a little bit more freedom to be active in the press because of Agoumé's ability to cover these spaces. He is more so an anchor and he is still very young. So he has the legs, he has the size, he has the athleticism. You need a midfielder now. You simply cannot go into the Premier League season with a midfield four of Bruno Fernandes, Kobbie Mainoo, Casemiro, and Ugarte. You need to add strength to that position. But don't just take my word for why this player would be a great addition to Manchester United's midfield. Let's go and take a look at some clips. So as I've mentioned, we know Bruno Fernandes is the midfielder who's always going to be playing a little bit higher. I think what we saw in the Arsenal game were there were times that United were struggling a little bit to progress the ball and Bruno Fernandes was dropping into the deeper spaces. Ruben Amorim has made it very clear that he wants to get Bruno Fernandes as close to the box as possible. Why does Agoumé make so much sense? As you can see here, Agoumé has the ball deeper and French are looking to progress. And it's very easy for a lot of midfielders in this situation to pass on the responsibility. But he's very brave. He always wants to get on the ball and break a line. As you can see here, he finds the player in that space. And just like that, he's taken 5 players out of the game. And France are in a good position now to go and attack the back line. And it's not just his comfort in breaking lines, and there's going to be some more clips on that, but it's his power. He is a big midfielder. He has long legs, so he is comfortable carrying. He is strong. He has that athleticism that lets him kind of glide as the taller midfielders typically can. Because of his long legs, he has those strides. So you can see here, once again, he collects the ball from deep. He drives into that space, and he actually does a really good job of clipping a ball over top. And this all comes from him picking up the ball deep, driving, playing a good ball on his left foot to the attacker, and France are then in the 18-yard box. Another thing that's very important that I don't necessarily think Manchester United have right now in midfield. He receives the ball with his back to goal. A defender is pressing him tightly. He sees that there's some empty space. He attacks that space. And again, he's not looking to play sideways. He's not looking to play backwards. I was frustrated a lot against Arsenal because Manchester United played a lot of sideways passes, especially in midfield. Agoumé breaks into that space, breaks a line. France are on the attack. Once again, has the ball in the deeper areas. He can easily play sideways to his teammate and give him the responsibility to then go and play the widest player. He sees an opportunity to advance the ball and he takes it. Plays like that. Now these two midfielders are taken out of the game and France can once again progress and attack. I also really loved this clip when I was watching his games back, and there was a moment here where he looks like he goes to shoot, and he opens up his hips as he goes to shoot, and he does a brilliant job of disguising this pass into France's forward line, takes a few players out of the game. And just like that, once again, from a disguised pass, which is quality, France are in the 18-yard box and they have a chance to score. I think this is what you want from a holding midfielder. This is what you want from a player who's going to be that anchor. His ability to receive on the half turn and in those deeper spaces is really good. And he's only going to continue to improve as he is still quite young. Gets the ball here in his own third. He takes one touch, receives it on the half turn, opens up his hips, and once again, breaks that line so his team can get up the field and progress. This is what you want. You don't want 2, 3, 4 touches from your holding midfielder. Get the ball, turn your hips, look forward, and play forward. Again, common theme. Drops deep to help his team progress, gets on the ball, receives on the half turn. First touch to settle. His first touch to settle when he's turning to face the opposition is typically quite good. And then he has the passing range as well, not just those fizzing passes to break lines. He has the ability as well to play those balls over the top, those diagonals, which we all know that Ruben Amorim loves. He wants to go from back to front as quickly as possible. And just like that, he has completely taken a few players out of the game, and his team are in a good position here with the right winger being in a 1v1 situation. So you're probably like, Gabe, this all sounds good, but what about his defending? He's going to be a defensive midfielder. He is a defensive midfielder more so, box to box, but very good at defending. What does he look like defending? Well, here you can see the team is out of possession and he is essentially defending space. And this is really important. He has long legs and he is extremely athletic. So it gives him the ability to stretch out and intercept passes simply because of size. Again, you can see here, he's dropping off. They're getting into a settled block. The opposition looks to break a line, play the ball in behind him. And because of his long legs and because he has that athleticism, it gives him the ability to intercept and his team regain possession. Another thing I noticed with this player is in this clip, he has that ability to kind of reach around with his leg because of his stature. And he can kind of do that swoop intercept. I'm not sure if you guys know what I'm talking about, but his frame and size really helps him in the duels, and he more often than not comes up with possession. Again, here you can see this is against Real Madrid, defending space. They're in a bit of a block. Madrid try to play in behind him, and then because of his size, once again, has the ability to intercept. And again, this is Mbappe here. He's trying to cut inside on him, and because of his size, sticks out a foot, wins possession back for his team. Again, against Real Madrid, receives the ball deep, 1 touch, 2 touch out of his feet. And again, he's always looking to play forward. He's always looking to play into that space, and he breaks the line. I thought this was a great clip showing his ball carrying ability. Gets the ball a little bit deeper against Real Madrid, takes strides, strong, powerful running. And just like that, he has dribbled past 3, 4, 5 Real Madrid players, and he gives his team the ability to get up the pitch. Now, I'm not saying if Manchester United go and sign this player that all of their midfield worries are going to be put to bed. The reality is, when you play with a 2, where most teams play with a 3, there are always going to be challenges. But when you bring in a midfielder with the size, the athleticism, the passing range, the strength, the ability to intercept, the ability to give your more attacking midfielder in the 2 the freedom to jump the press, to be a little bit more aggressive, I think he solves a lot of problems. This is a player who I have been a fan of for a while now. Obviously, the links to Baleba were quite exciting, but they almost felt pretty unrealistic. I think Manchester United need to recognize they still need that anchor, powerful holding midfielder if they want to have a successful season. I'm not saying that they can't have a successful season with the 4 that they have, but I really don't think they will reach the levels that they're aiming to get to if they decide not to be active in the transfer market and not to go after a midfielder of this profile. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think that Manchester United should sign this midfielder? Is there another midfielder that you would like to see Manchester United sign? Remember to hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. That is it for this one. I really appreciate everybody for watching. We'll chat again soon. Until next time, peace.